have said, okay.
Sir, this is Irfan from NMIS. I would request you to just put on your video because we need to record this lecture and
Okay.
need the expression of the faculty also, because later it will be provided to other students.
Okay, no issue. Thank you. Just a moment. Just a moment, please. Let me adjust my cam a little bit.
No, sir, take your time.
So once again, good morning, all of you. And just to give you a brief introduction about me before we can go ahead with the lecture. Myself, Capt.Swapnil, and I have sailed for almost 12 years on the ships. And then after that, I came ashore. I worked with fleet management as a superintendent over there for 3 years. And now I am working with executive ship management as a marine superintendent in dry cargo operations. Okay, this is my brief background. And just to tell you, I am the alumni of NMIS year 2011 to 2013. After that, I have also done my ICS. So this is just a brief introduction about me. So let's kickstart with our lecture of shipping practice. Let me share my screen with all of you. Just a moment, please. Please confirm if my screen is visible to all.
Yes, sir, visible.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So you can see the content, the shipping practice. You must be having this book in e-form or hard copy, whatever, with you.
Your video
So
has been zoomed too much in the screen. It's covering the entire screen.
uh, 1 second. No, but is my screen visible?
Yes, sir, your screen is visible, but it has got zoomed in very close to the camera.
Can you please confirm now?
Yeah, sir, it's much better.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay. So as you can see here, draw text. Okay. So we can see there are total almost 16 topics and various annexures are there. Okay. So what we will be covering for today's lecture is the first 2 or 3 topics. Basically, first the introduction about various types of ships, okay, kind of ships within an industry. Then what are its particulars, means how you can identify those particular ships into various categories, that we are going to look into it. Next is the surveys and certification, why it is important, what all types of surveys are there, what is the classification societies, all these basic things before we could start understanding the shipping industry. We have to look into this particular thing. So let's start with the introduction of different types of ships. One second, I'll start sharing my screen. One second. Yeah, gentlemen, can you see now my PPT presentation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, just a simple question, gentlemen. Very lame question, you would say. Why the particular object floats into water? That goes back to our school time science, the very basic Archimedes principle, which says that any object wholly or partially immersed in a particular fluid is buoyed up by the force equal to the weight of the fluid displaced by the object. So in simple terms, if I say, if I put an object or a particular cube which has got a 10 kg of weight into a water, so the water displaced, okay, the amount of water displaced will have the weight which is equal to the 10 kgs. This is what is a simple Archimedes principle. And that particular term within our shipping industry is denoted by displacement. Okay, remember this. See, in your book you will find there are various definitions are there, so you need to go through these definitions, okay, after our class gets finished. Okay, so once again I am repeating, the displacement of a ship, the meaning is when the ship is placed into a water, maybe she is in a river or she is out at sea, whatever it is, the amount of water displaced by the ship would be exactly equal to the weight of the entire ship. That is called as a displacement. Furthermore, this displacement is classified as a light displacement, okay, or dead weight. So we'll come to it shortly. As of now, you understand what is displacement, okay? Is this clear to all of you? And of course, why the ship floats is because of the force of buoyancy. Okay, force of buoyancy, which is, see, you have a force of gravity, okay, and to float a particular object on a fluid, what you need to have is a force of buoyancy, which will act exactly in the opposite direction of force of gravity. Understood? And when this force of gravity and force of buoyancy, okay, they strike a balance, and then at that particular point, your object starts floating into the fluid. Okay, so this is one thing. Coming to our next slide, okay, ship is broadly classified, okay, it has got a two section. One is your deck, and under it, and another is your machinery part, okay, engine. So when we say engine room has got all the technical equipments, we can say. First and foremost is your main engine, okay, like in a cars or in the bikes we have a 4-stroke engine, but on the ships you will normally find, or you will always find 2 strokes engine, okay. Then you will find generators, auxiliaries, which we called as, okay, so minimum 3 generators. And if it's that, so all this thing you will find in the engine. Next part, as I said, the deck part, okay. Now if you can see, it is written as hull over there, okay, it is written as hull over here, okay. Now what do you understand by hull? Anyone?
The bottom layer of the ship. The layer, I mean, that the.
Now there are different
The
terminology.
end of
Now there is a different terminology over here. See, when where we are staying over here, you are at your home, I'm at my home. So obviously here, what we called the boundaries of our home, we called it as a wall, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Here you can see this particular boundary, right? See, I'm denoting with, let me change the color over here. I'll take a blue. See this, from the bottom of the ship to the edge of this deck, you can see a particular structure. The plates are arranged in a vertical manner, correct?
Yeah.
So these plates which are arranged in a vertical manner, as you can see over here, then at the bottom there is one more plating, okay, and it's a kind of box shape. If you see, it's a kind of box shape vessel, okay. So entire this particular thing, okay, the we called it as a hull, okay, we called it as a hull, and hull is subdivided into various sections. Someone says bottom of a ship. Now these particular plate, okay, when there is when the ship construction starts into the yard, the very first plate which is laid for the construction is this bottom one,
Yeah.
okay, this bottom one. And this bottom plate has got a particular terminology name called as a keel, okay. It's called as a keel, not KIIL, it's
EL.
KEEL, okay, keel. So very first thing laid down is keel, and above that the various sections or the parts of the plates are added, okay. So we call these plates as a bulkhead. So in a simple term, at home you have a wall, on the ship you called it as a bulkhead, as simple as that. Am I clear, gentlemen? Okay. Now let's move ahead. Okay, let's move to the second slide. Okay. So there are different types of ships within our industry. Okay, you can see here we have a passenger ship. Has anyone sailed on passenger vessels? I mean, have gone for the trip or something? Okay, purely this particular passenger ship you will find, okay, here in Mumbai also we have a Star Cruise terminal over here, and that goes from Mumbai to Singapore, okay. Repeatedly used for transportation of a passenger from one port to another port, okay. Caribbean region, European region, you will find lots of these passenger vessels, okay. Then there are special purpose vessel, okay. Within special purpose vessel you will find DP vessels, okay, offshore survey vessels, okay. All these special purpose vessels you will find, and this DP vessel has got type DP1, DP2, okay. Now what is this DP1, DP2? I don't want to go much in detail, but just to give you a gist of it, DP is like see, a lot of time uh, suppose you have to lay up the pipeline underwater, okay, out at sea. So obviously to inspect the seabed, the divers has to go in, they need to do the inspection and all those things, correct. So DP, this particular DP vessel, their function is to, you know, maintain the position of a ship, provide the access way to these divers down below, okay. So these are the special purpose vessels, okay. And then you have a cargo vessel, okay. Now these cargo vessels, almost the more than 90% of the trade around the world, that is done by these cargo vessel, merchant ship. Okay, so let's move ahead with the cargo ships now. Okay, there is ocean liner, cruise ships, that's okay. These are some photographs of passenger ships. Here comes our important part, which we have to learn. Okay. 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 So cargo ships is broadly divided into three parts again. First is your dry ships. Now, what do you understand by dry ships? Is purely means there is no liquid. Okay, as simple as that. So that is what is dry ships. So basically, bulk carriers, okay, which carry a break bulk cargo. For example, a ship which is carrying iron ore, copper ore, coal cargo. Okay, all these ships are.
మరి టోసీ కదా
I request all of you to please put your mic on mute. Okay, that disturbs the class. Okay, so let's come back to the first category, the dry ships. As I said, a ships which carries a dry cargo, which includes your grain, fertilizers, minerals. Okay, minerals means your different kind of ore, zinc ore, copper ore, and everything. So grains, you have soybean, you have wheat, all these products you get. Okay, now the second type is specialized ship. Okay, now what is this particular specialized ships? Uh, there is something called as a heavy lift carrier. Mostly this heavy lift carrier comes into these specialized ships, and there are also called as MPVs. Okay, MPVs means multi-purpose vessel. Okay, I'll also show you some photograph of these MPVs. Okay, now if you see, generally a typical bulk carrier is a box-shaped vessel. It has got a 5, 7 or 9 compartments in it. Okay, you straight away load a particular grade of a cargo in it. That's it, finish. Okay, but whereas these multi-purpose vessel, they have got their cargo compartment divided into 2-3 parts. Okay, like lower hold, lower twin deck, upper twin deck. So basically 3 compartments you can see. Okay, and within these 3 compartments, now the owner utilizes to its maximum profitable thing. For example, from various particular ports, okay, they carry a number of products. Example, rubbers into the box. Okay, so they will have a 1,000 boxes of natural rubber carried in it. Okay, on deck they will load windmill tower, windmill turbine, that sort of thing. Okay, and even they can load these grain cargos and everything. Okay, I'll show you the photographs of this specialized ship. Now the third part is your tanker vessel, liquid. A tanker vessel which carries a liquid. Okay, furthermore, within a tanker, okay, you can see here, you have got petroleum or chemical tanker. Okay, oil chem tanker, petroleum tanker, crude oil tanker. Okay, you have then you have a gas tanker which carries LPG and LNG, liquefied petroleum gas and liquefied natural gas. Okay, CNG is also a part of this liquefied natural gas, gentlemen. And dry ship here, let me move this bar. Dry ships over here, you can see it has got divided into furthermore categories. One is this PCTC. Now what is this PCTC? Pure car and truck carrier. Okay, which means this not only carries the car, but it also carries a truck, a big jumbo truck. Okay, trucks, tractors, all these products that is being carried into this PCTC. PCC is pure car carrier that carries only cars. Ro-ro vessel, okay, roll on, roll off. Now, what is this roll on, roll off? Now, obviously, when these cars are loaded on board or when it is unloaded from the ship, how it goes into the ship? Obviously, they drive the car into a particular compartment while loading, and when the unloading has to be done, the drivers takes the car off from the ships. Okay, so basically roll on, roll off. So basically this pure car carrier PCTC, we called it as a ro-ro vessel. Okay, bulk carrier we already discussed. Now another part is container. Now what is this container? You have seen lot of containers moving on the roads. Okay, now this container is a revolution within the shipping industries. Okay, see, for example, we use so many products. We use laptops, mobiles, then the clothes. So many things are there. So basically, these all stuffs are particular things got stuffed into a particular size of container. We have two different types of containers. One is 20 feet, another is 40 feet. Okay, which is bigger in size. Okay, and the size and construction is such that these containers can be carried via rail, road, and ship. Okay, understood? So for the easy transportation, they have standardized the size of a box. Okay, and ships are made in a particular manner where they can fit a slot for 20 feet as well as 40 feet container. So the transportations becomes very easy. Okay, smooth. For example, suppose you are a shipper. Okay, you have got your say the clothes business. You are making a clothes and everything. You are in a Mumbai, and I want to send this particular clothes, particular quantity to, let's say, spending. I am sending it to US. Okay, the receiver who is in US. So basically, I will stuff all my clothes into a particular box, 20 feet or 40 feet, whatever it is. Okay, so I'll put it. Then whatever shipping documentation has to be done, we'll do it. And that box from road, from my warehouse, okay, it will go to a wharf where there is a container port. Let's consider that I want to ship it from the JNPT. So obviously from my warehouse, I have to make an arrangement. I have to load this container on the trailer. Okay, that particular trailer will go to the JNPT port. The ship will come over there. Ship will collect that particular container, put it on the vessel. Okay, put it on the ship, and this ship will go to the US particular port. Okay, lot of time it also happens that the container travel by the rail as well. Okay, if you have seen, there is something called as a Concor. Okay, there is a company which is governed by Indian government. Okay, Concor, container coordination or organization, something is there. So you will find the rails tracks are made towards the port. Okay, from a particular shipment area, and the container will be traveling via road, I mean from the rail. Okay, and it will come to a particular port. So this is what is a container ships. Okay, now let's move ahead with our, just a second. Okay, see over here, left side. See this particular ship, is a page visible? There is a Panamax bulk carrier in the photo, the left side one.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
that is a particular Panamax bulk carrier. Okay, and right side one, you can see there are cranes fitted over here. Okay, that is what is a multi-purpose vessel which I was talking about. Okay, it has got 4 cranes, you can see over there, and there are different types of cargo like rubber ingots and the paper pulp, plywood. All these things are loaded inside the compartment. You can see this, I am pointing out this particular areas. Okay, so the compartment has got these boxes, various cargo, and the ship owner is utilizing his ships, okay, to carry. You can see here there is windmill blades on the tops. Can you see, gentlemen? See over here, these are windmill blades which are loaded using this ship's crane. Okay, so basically I had gone to this particular ship for the loading purpose only. So these windmill blades are loaded over a hatch cover top. Okay, so basically utilizing each and every part of a ship. That is what we are looking for. Okay, so this is almost 70 to 80 meters in length, and this is basically windmill blades. Okay, so these blades are going from India, Tuticorin to the New Orleans, US. So again, it's a revolutionary thing. We, as in from the India, we are manufacturing this product and sending it to US, gentlemen. So that's a good thing to know. Shall I move ahead? Yeah. Okay. So bulk carriers and all, we have seen this. Let's not waste time more on this. Ro-ro ships designed to carry wheeled cargo such as automobile trucks. We also saw that. Okay. See this ro-ro ship, how it looks. Okay. See this. So the basically this particular thing. Okay. See over here, I am marking this particular area from where the cars are getting loaded into the ship. Can you see this? One of you can confirm. Okay. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, we can see.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this particular thing over which these cars are going into the ship, okay, getting loaded, this particular part is called as a ramp. Okay, R-A-M-P, ramp. Okay, so basically these are the hydraulic ramp. Okay, the ships gets alongside and this particular thing goes over the wharf. Okay, car comes in, driver drives in the car, put it into a particular slot. You can see the cars are loaded over here.
Yeah.
Okay, the trucks, tractors, okay, these are loaded here. Okay, so this is how is the general construction of a ro-ro vessel. Okay, car carrier or PCTC, whatever you call it as. So this is ro-ro. Coming to the next slide. See this photograph. I was talking about ramp. So you see this ramp has come over the wharf. Here also you can see this in this photo. Okay, so ramp is there on the wharf and cars are going in. Here you can see the big locomotives which are moving in and out. Okay, now just to revise, bulk carrier, as I say, typically which carries a dry products. Okay, that includes your grain, fertilizers, phosphate, Okay, all these things are bulk carrier. Okay, by the way, this chemical, orange juice, everything, refined petroleum products, that is carried into the tankers, gentlemen. Okay, tankers. And these, for the chemical tankers are specially constructed vessel which has got, just for your more information, chemical tanker typically gentlemen, I hope my screen is visible. Please
Yes,
confirm one of you. Yeah.
Yes, sir, you are visible.
Okay, thank you. Okay, gentlemen. So we were talking about bulk carriers. This is these orange juice are typically carried in type 3 of chemical tanker, just for the more knowledge. Okay. Now these bulk carriers are divided into various, okay, depending upon its size. Okay. Okay. Now what is this? See over here, handy size, which has got a capacity to 30,000 deadweight. DWT stands for deadweight. Okay. Now, what do you understand by first understand something? Remember, okay? Displacement is entire weight of a ship, including
sir, we are still not able to hear properly.
So the video is stucking and we couldn't hear you properly.
Sound and video both are getting affected.
Yes, yes, yes.
Sir,
one second. Hello.
Yes, sir, we are unable to hear your voice, and the voice is breaking here.
One second.
Your video also getting stuck, sir, in between.
yes, sir. If the bandwidth is an issue,
Your voice is breaking.
So the
Sir.
video is also lagging here.
so if your bandwidth is an issue, you can continue with only sound for the time being.
Yeah, okay. That is what I meant initially. One second. I'll stop my video for a time being so that we can save the bandwidth. Okay. And requesting all of you to, just put off your video. We are all grown up people over here. We understand what is important. Now just have look at it. Just let me know. Is it okay? It's better than before.
Yes, sir, the
Yes,
audio.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's better than before.
Okay. So let's talk about the deadweight.
Yes, now okay.
Okay. See, earlier I was talking about the displacement, and displacement is what? As I said, it's the entire weight of a ship, correct? Entire weight of a ship, which has first, as I said, the hull weight. Okay. So whatever plating, your steel plates and everything which is used in a construction, so weight of it. Okay. Second, obviously ships are designed to carry a cargo, so weight of a cargo. So whichever cargo you are carrying, doesn't matter. So what is the weight of that particular cargo? So that is one thing. Another thing, obviously, for the ship to move, you need to have the fuel. Okay. So weight of a fuel, that will also add it. Okay. Now there are sailors on board which requires water. There are so many equipments, boiler into the machinery spaces which requires water. Okay, steam generation that requires water. So obviously the weight of a water, weight of a lube oil. So all these things will be added, and that is termed as a entire displacement of a vessel. Now when we talk about the dead weight thing, dead weight, this means your total displacement. Okay, just now we discussed what is total displacement. Okay, and what, gentlemen?
And lightweight.
Exactly, lightweight. Okay, lightweight means what now? Lightweight means the weight of a ship, okay, without any cargo, water, fuel. Okay, so you subtract all these things, and what you get is a lightweight, or also called as a light displacement. Okay, remember this. So total displacement minus light displacement is your dead weight. So in another terms, dead weight of a vessel is the capacity of a ship, okay, which can carry a cargo, fuel, fresh water, etc. So dead weight is equal to, simple word, cargo plus fuel plus fresh water, okay, plus constant of a vessel. Okay, so this is what is a dead weight. Understand, gentlemen? Clear this particular terminology? What is dead weight?
Yes, sir.
What is constant of the vessel?
See, the constant of a vessel is something, okay. For example, just now I show you the picture of a vessel, so many vessels, okay, bulk carrier. Now to load a particular cargo, obviously the vessel will have a crane. For a crane you need to have a wire. The wires are 200-meter longs. Okay, so basically the weight of a wire, weight of a D rings. Okay, the cargo securing requires a securing material, so weight of that particular thing. Okay, now sometimes vessel goes into the river port, and when she carries a ballast, okay, what is ballast? Ballast means when there is a no cargo on board, there has to be some water inside a segregated water ballast tank, that is called as a ballast. So when the ship goes into the river port, normally, okay, there are a lot of mud, sediment, all these things that goes into the ballast tank. Okay, but it gets never pumped out while deballasting. So amount of that, the weight of that particular mud, all these things constitutes a constant. Understand? Am I clear? What is a constant?
Yes, sir.
Obviously we have to consider these small thing as well while loading the cargo when we talk about weight. Okay, also the weight of a seafarer, that is again a constant. You have a 20 seafarer working on board, so on an average a 60 kilograms weight or 70 kilogram weight, 20 people, so 140 kg, that is also going into your constant. You understand this now?
Yeah, okay, sir. And sir, the weight of the provisions and the weight
Yes,
of
exactly.
gangway.
Yes,
gangway is on
exactly.
board.
All this goes into the constant, gentlemen.
Constant
Okay.
means the weight of all the things except cargo.
No, you are mistaken. It's fuel also. Okay, fuel.
Voice is breaking, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. See, as I said, the dead weight. That's why. See, when we talk about the dead weight is your cargo plus fuel. Fuel is your heavy oil, your diesel oil, your lube oil. Okay, plus your fresh water, plus your constant. Okay, constant has got provision and everything, but you cannot say heavy oil, lube oil under constant. No, it has got a particular weight, correct? You can quantify it. How much bunker you have. I have 1,000 tons of bunker. I can very much quantify it. But can I quantify the weight of a people, the weight of a provision, how much I have received? No. All such things, or the paint on board for the maintenance of a vessel, okay, all such things goes under constant. So do not confuse uh, constant with all these weights. Okay, chalo. Can I move ahead?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So handy size. So the smaller one, you can say the smaller one, ranging from 10,000 deadweight to 30,000 deadweight are called handy size. Okay, small bulk carrier, you can say. Next comes handy max. Okay, handy max 30,001. So 3001 से लेके up to 50,000 deadweight are called as a handymax vessel. Okay, these handymax vessel are typically fitted with 4 cranes in general. Okay, and these handymax vessel, due to their comparatively lesser drafts, let's say 12-13 meters of draft, they can go to various port. They don't require any external resources to load the cargo or to unload the cargo. They can use their own ships cranes. Okay, just now I show you one ship fitted with the crane. Okay, so this kind of vessel that comes under handymax. Okay, moving ahead with the next, just a moment. Now the next size above handymax, what comes is the Panamax. Panamax is typically, if I tell you, more likely they are of 70,000 deadweight most of the time, but the range is from 50,001 से लेके 80,000. Okay, and if you see the typical Panamax bulk carrier, that has got the size of 70,000 deadweight. Okay, now why we called it as a Panamax? Okay, remember the simple thing, you don't have to remember what has to be the beam of a vessel, what should be the draft of a vessel. This is for your extra knowledge, you can say. Simple words. Okay, a ship which goes through a Panama Canal. Okay, for example, let's consider that a particular vessel has got loaded grain cargo into the New Orleans. Okay, and she has to deliver cargo to a Chinese port or somewhere in Korean port. So obviously, gentlemen, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can hear it.
Okay.
Can hear.
So this particular ship, particularly, they crosses through a Panama Canal. Okay, there is a Panama Canal which connects your Pacific Ocean to your Atlantic. Okay, so that saves a lot of distance, and obviously when the distance is saved, fuel is saved, time is saved. So a vessel which can Panama Canal, that is called as a Panamax vessel. So obviously a vessel which has got a 1 lakh ton deadweight, they cannot pass through this Panama Canal due to the size of it. Okay, now see over here, Cape sizes 1,80,000 to 1,99,000 deadweight. Okay, we called it as a Cape sizes. Typical type of a Cape size bulk carrier, if I tell you, that ranges, no one construct Cape sizer of 80,000 deadweight tons. Okay, so you can call this mini Cape. Okay, these kind of vessel 80,000 deadweight se leke 1 lakh 100,000 deadweight, that is mini Cape bulk carriers. Okay, typical Cape size bulk carrier ranges from 1,60,000 deadweight to 1,90,000 deadweight. Why does it called as Cape sizes, gentlemen? Simple thing, Panamax vessel passes through the Panama Canal. That's why we called it as a Panamax. But this Cape sizes vessel, because of its giant size, they are typically 300-meter long, 25 meters draft, all those things, about 20 meters of drafts. So obviously they cannot pass through the Panama Canal. Okay, they cannot even cross through Suez Canal. Now the size of a Suez has been increased, so there are big Cape sizes also passing through the Suez Canal. But earlier, okay, earlier I am talking about, these vessel has to go around Cape of Good Hope. Okay, so that's why such bigger size vessel are called as a Cape sizes. Okay, and anything which is more than 199,000 deadweight, okay, as a VLOC, very large ore carrier. Now these very large ore carrier, you may have heard a terminology called as Valemax. Okay, Valemax has got a size of almost 4 lakh 400,000 deadweight, means 4 lakh metric tons of deadweight. Okay, so these are VLOCs. They carry a single grade cargo like coal ores. Okay, ore carrier. So you will find they are carrying iron ore, coal. Most of the time these cargoes they carry, and generally they will have a kind of fixed trade. Okay, load into the Australia, load coal from there, discharge into the China. So that time trade is there. So VLOC again, what we discuss, bulk carrier categories are: first is handy size, smaller one, then you have a handymax, next you have a Panamax, next Cape size, and next last you have VLOC. Okay, now there is something called as more than VLOC, that is term as ULOC, ultra large ore carrier, which is more than 4 lakh tons deadweight, maybe around 45,000 or 4,50,000 deadweight. ULOC called it as ultra large ore carrier. Okay, that is even more than your VLOCs. Okay, now coming to the tanker part, the categories of a tanker. Okay, just a moment, please. Yeah. Yeah. Let's come to a tanker part. Tanker ships, they carry a liquid cargo, which includes your chemicals, oil products, okay, petroleum products, your gas. Okay, these are called as a tankers, gentlemen. Okay, and the size. Now the size wise, can you see my screen, gentlemen? There is a word file I am sharing with you now. One of you please confirm.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir. We
Okay.
are able to see.
So
After
first, the smallest one is a coastal tankers. Okay, size you can see 3,000 से लेके 10,000 deadweight. Okay, now that has got a shallow draft. Now, gentlemen,
To change the slide, sir.
one second, one
We
second,
are seeing it here, Aframax, Suez Max.
one second, one second. Let me stop share and then I'll change it. 1 second. Can you see now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So first is coastal. Okay, the smallest one. Size from 3,000 deadweights to 10,000 deadweight. Okay, it has got a shallow draft. Now, gentlemen, what is draft? Can anyone tell me what is draft? Okay. Just keep it aside. Okay. As a movement, as of now, just remember the smaller vessel. Okay, depending on the size, they had got a smaller draft, and as a size gets increased, draft of a vessel also gets increased. Okay, at a moment, remember that. Okay, for example, see, typically if I tell you what is draft, then let me just clear all drawings. Just stop my screen and again I'll reshare with you. Just a moment, please. Okay, I'll share my screen now. Yes, can you see my screen?
Yes,
Shared
sir.
one picture.
Yes, sir.
Okay, here you can see the ship.
Yes, we can see now.
These red line
Your voice is breaking.
which I am
Your
drawing.
voice is
Voice is
Okay.
breaking. Sir, in lecture.
Can you hear now?
No, sir.
So voice issue is being faced here.
There's a lot of static, sir.
Can you hear me, gentlemen?
Yes, sir.
Much
Yes,
better.
we can hear you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here you can see I have put in the red color a water line. The part of a vessel is submerged.
Sir, again your voice is
Okay.
voice is starting.
Can't hear you, sir.
Sir, what I suggest you log off and restart your router once, so that if there is any disturbance, this will be cleared out of your cache and everything. So you try to re-log in again.
Okay. So we were talking about the draft of a vessel, gentlemen. So a part of a ship's hull which is submerged underwater, that is called as a draft. Okay. Understand, gentlemen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So to give you some more idea about it, just a second, let me scroll down. See, in your book also, they have shown various draft markings. Okay, see over here. So wherever from the keel plate, okay, bottom of a ship plate, from the keel, the readings are given. आपका 0 meters, it starts from a 0. So 20, 30, 40, then 1 meter, then you have 1.1, 1.2, 1.4, like that you have. Okay. And how to read the draft, I am not going into that terminology that requires for the sailor. If anyone sailor over here can understand, but let's not go into that detail. Let's come to the size of a tank vessel. Let me share my screen again. Okay, I was. Okay. So the coastal tanker size 3,000 to 10,000, it has got a lower, lesser draft. Next comes to the small tanker then you have handy sized tanker, and there is something called as a Aframax. Gentlemen, let me share my PPT again. Okay, Aframax tanker. Okay, size is typically 80,000 to 1,20,000 deadweight. Okay, and it is derived from average freight rate assessment. That is why it is called as a AFRA. Now, what is this average freight rate assessment? Is like here, the tanker market, they hedge for the freight rate and all those things. Okay, for example, say typically, if you are considering, due to this COVID situation or something, with the so many news with the third wave coming in or something, okay, suppose if you consider ki your market will go down, okay,
So voice is breaking too much.
so let's better hedge.
Sir, can't hear you.
Can you hear me, gentlemen, now?
So now
Yes,
it's
sir. It's better.
Okay. See, sometimes maybe
Still breaking, sir.
in between,
Sir, every 5 minutes it's on and off. So it becomes difficult to, like, when you even complete a sentence.
So just
You can
see
say,
if you can use your mobile hotspot, just try with that. If you're using
just
Wi-Fi instead of that, you can set your hotspot.
I'll change the moment, please. Let me stop my talking about the Aframax. Okay, Aframax tanker average freight rate assessment. So basically, depending upon the market condition, if you think that the market will become expensive or something, so you try to hedge the freight rates in the future, next 2 months, 3 months. Okay, so that is what is this average freight rate assessment, and that particular assessment happens for a particular size of a vessel, which is ranging from this 80,000 to 1,20,000 deadweight tonners. So that's why these types of vessels, these size of vessels, are called as a Aframax tankers. Okay, gentlemen, clear on this thing? Okay.
Sir, could you please explain that average freight rate assessment again?
Yeah. Okay. Average freight rate assessment is, in oil tanker market, they want to hedge the freight rates. Say, for example, today you you have a particular freight rate, x particular rate. Let's consider you have say thousand US dollar per ton. I'm just giving you an example. Okay, now considering this COVID third wave scenario, if you consider that the market may go down more, okay, so today, at today's date, 13th June, I am getting this freight rate of $1,000 per metric tons. Tomorrow, due to the third wave, if I feel that it may go down to $500 or $700, so basically I will be under loss. So what I will do for the future, I will try to hedge this freight rate. Okay, for example, I said, okay, ठीक है, I will try to hedge today $1,000 के लिए for next 2 months. I book my ship. Okay, I give to a particular shipper. So irrespective of the market, whether it is going to $700 per metric ton, or it may go to 1,200, whatever is that. If it goes to 700, I am at the profit. Definitely. Understood, because today I am fixing for next 3 months. Okay, so $300 per metric ton I am profit for. Okay, now if my judgment goes wrong, if the market shoots up, then obviously I'll be the $200 loss. So basically, assessment, freight rate assessment, hedging the freight rate, that is what has happened over here in the tanker industry for these particular type of vessel, that is called as a Aframax tanker. Okay, gentlemen, is it clear?
Sir, who carries out this
Yes, sir.
freight assessment?
See, these are the big traders who do this freight rate
Sir,
assessment.
can you explain
Okay,
this
we
once again?
have got gentlemen, this average freight rate assessment is the whole big topic. Okay, and I will come to that later stage. Okay, there are a lot of things. First, you understand what is Aframax. There is something called as a average freight rate assessment, which is done into the market by the traders, the big traders, for this particular size of vessel. Okay, 80,000 to 1,20,000, and such type of tankers are called as a Aframax tanker. As far as the what is average freight rate assessment is there, I will separately talk on this particular topic. At this moment, you just understand what is Aframax tanker. Okay, so is this clear up till now?
Yes, sir.
Afra, I will discuss in more detail afterwards. Okay, it has got a big topic to cover up. Okay, next is Suezmax tankers. Okay, we saw what is Panamax. Now, what is Suezmax? A ship which can pass through a Suez Canal. Typical size earlier was the ship which has got a deadweight of 80,000 to 1,50,000 or 150,000 deadweight. They could, cross the Suez Canal. So any ship, any tanker vessel which can cross through the Suez Canal are termed as a Suezmax tanker. Mind you, gentlemen, now the size of a Suez Canal is increased. Okay, and even a big tanker more than 1,50,000 deadweight can cross through this Suez Canal. Okay, in month of April or the March end, there was an issue, if you remember, a giant container triple size vessel more than 400 meter. Okay, she got ran aground into the Suez Canal, and the trade was stopped for 7 days, if you remember, if you can recall.
Yes,
so size of a Suez Canal is increased now. Okay, it is no more up to 1,50,000, but yes, typically a tanker which goes through the Suez Canal called as a Suezmax. Next is your VLCC, very large crude carrier. Okay, now okay, you see this crude carrier term. So VLCC only carried crude oil.
Sir, I have one doubt.
Yes.
For Aframax also we are saying 80 to 120, and even for the Suezmax also we are saying 80 to 150. So if the vessel is 1,20,000 deadweight, so we will say Suezmax or Aframax.
See, now let's come to the practicality of the shipping. Okay, typically Aframax tanker you will find up to 80,000 metric ton deadweight. Okay, it starts from 79,001 to 80,000 or maximum 90,000. You will find Aframax tanker. Okay, above that you will find Suezmax tankers up to 1,40,000. And now this particular term is obsolete. As I said, a ship which are even VLCCs, a 2,00,000 deadweight tonner can pass through these Suez Canal. Okay, so these Suezmax terms, these are the old terms which are still in use. Okay, so basically Suezmax tankers you will find anything which is above 1,20,000 se leke 1,50,000 deadweight. Understood? So anything which is less than 79,001 se leke 199,000, 199,999. So 1,19,999 up to that particular range, you will find it as a this thing. Suezmax. Okay. So anything which is more than this 1,20,000 say leke up to 1,50,000, you called it as a Suezmax.
Sir, but in exams we have to write the same what is showing on the screen now.
Nobody is going to ask you what is Suezmax. This is very, we are just into the introduction stage.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So nobody is going to ask you this particular thing. So VLCC, of course, very large crude carrier, as I said, dedicatedly designed to carry crude oil. Okay. And they carry it in a large quantity. You see, 200,000 deadweight up to 300,000 or 2,99,999 deadweight. Okay. So this is VLCC, and above that is ULCC. Okay. 3 lakh to 5,50,000 deadweight. Okay. So this is what is a tanker ship. So let's move ahead with this. See, there are some photographs. See this. Can you see this photograph? This particular vessel is passing through the Panama Canal. Okay. See the tanker size, coastal tanker lengthwise they have given. That has got a 205-meter length, Aframax size getting increased, 245 Suezmax, again 285 meters, VLCC 330, ULCC 415. Okay. Now this is something which is important. As I said, tanker ship carries a liquid. Now within a liquid there are various things. Okay. First comes is your oil tanker. Okay. So oil tanker carries crude oil. Okay. Shuttle tanker, tanker ship for the carriage of crude oil directly from the offshore oil fields to terminals or refineries. Okay. So basically no one used this particular term, shuttle tanker. No one use it, gentlemen. This is there. Yeah, this is important. Product tanker. Now what is product tanker? Okay. So gentlemen, basically these product tankers carries a fine product of a crude oil. See, crude oil which you directly obtain from, the mother earth. Okay. After refining into the oil refineries, what the product we get is this diesel oil, we get a jet fuel, we get gasoline, petrol. So basically these are the finished product, refined products. Okay. So the products of a crude, okay, these products which carries into a particular tanker, they are called as a product tanker, gentlemen. And product tankers, you will not find VLCCs and ULCCs. Okay. Finished products are carried into a smaller chemical tankers. Okay. Product tankers, chemical tankers. Size is almost same. You will find maximum, 150 meter, 200 meters length you will find, not more than that. And it has got a various compartment, center tank, then starboard tank, port tank. Starboard tank means right side of the ship is called starboard, left side of the ship facing forward called as a port. Understand? So the product tanker carries diesel oil, jet fuel, gasoline, basically the finished products of a crude. Chemical and gas tanker. Okay. Chemical tankers carries ethanol, your bitumen. So various chemical it carry, your HCl, hydrochloric acid, concentrated hydrochloric acid. So all these type of chemicals are being carried into the chemical tanker. Okay. Orange juice, gentlemen, remember orange juice is also considered as a chemical. Okay. And as I said, these chemical tankers are further divided into 3 types. Okay, there is a type 1 tanker. Okay, type 1, and just calling T1. There is type 2. Okay, and there is T3, type 3 chemical tanker. Okay, now these T1, T2, T3, type 1, type 2, type 3 has got a special construction requirement, gentlemen. Special construction requirement. So there are certain products which can be carried only in a T1, type 1. Okay, they cannot be carried into T2 and T3. Give you a typical example: concentrated hydrochloric acid. Okay, those who are the science background, those who have performed practicals into the labs, okay, they can very well correlate what is the impact of concentrated hydrochloric acid, H2SO4, gentlemen. Okay, very corrosive in nature. A drop of it fall onto the skin, it will burn. The skin will burn. Okay, so such products can be carried only in type 1. Okay, they cannot be carried in type 3. Whereas just now I said orange juice, that is also considered as chemical. For this orange juice, you don't need T1, type 1 carrier. Okay, you can carry it in type 3. Okay, understood, gentlemen? Clear on this?
So can you please explain T1 once again, what all chemicals they carry specifically?
The highest categories of corrosive chemicals. Okay, highest categories of corrosive chemicals are carried in type 1.
Like what kind of cargoes like they are?
The concentrated, anything which is concentrated acid.
Okay, the phenol and all.
Okay,
naphtha.
Phenol, naphtha, that can be carried under T2 as well, type 2. Okay, basically it has got a construction requirement where the classification society says that you must have a side tank this much, okay, your double bottom tank this much, so that in case of accident, okay, you have got a maximum buffer. Understood? So basically the construction of a tank is such that in T1 you can carry, in a particular tank you can carry 1200 cubics of particular chemical, not more than that. Okay, understood? Whereas in T3, okay, you can carry 3000 meter cubes of particular product. Obviously, if your oil juice, suppose there is a accident or the collision happens, okay, and oil juice, your orange juice goes into the water, will it be harmful for the marine environment, gentlemen?
Much as considered to any concentrated acids.
Yes, as compared to any concentrated acid.
Yeah.
Much lesser. See, you put oil, your orange juice into the water, what impact it will have?
It doesn't
Nothing.
impact much.
Okay,
Yeah.
nothing. Okay, because it's a natural product.
Yeah.
Okay.
The water will absorb the juice.
Yeah, definitely. Whereas you see these chemicals, you have manufactured in industry with so many chain reaction and all these things. If this goes out in the water, it will have a larger impact. Understood?
Yeah.
Okay, so highly corrosive products are carried in this T1 type 1 chemical tanker. Then T3, your orange juice, is a list, it has got a list impact on a marine environment, so that will be carried under T3. Okay, naphtha, phenol, I believe that can be carried in T2 as well. Okay, gentlemen?
So, why is orange juice considered as a chemical and not a liquid product? Why is it?
Simple thing. See, even lemon juice, what acid it has? It has
Citric
got
acid.
an acid, right?
Citric, correct.
Yes, it has got an acid, so that's why it is considered as chemical. If you put it into a particular metal container for a longer period, it will definitely have a reaction with the metal.
Correct.
Okay, So
Yes.
that's why these kind of orange juice, your lemon juice, these are considered as an acid,
Chemical.
and that is considered as a chemical.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir, as you said, this cargos are highly corrosive. These vessels has been designed as per the requirement also, no? Like steel tanks and epoxy coated tanks. and all.
Exactly. So that is the classification society decides what
Okay.
should be the coating, what should be the material used. Obviously, you cannot use a mild steel material for type 1 tanker. You have to have a stainless steel.
Stainless steel. Yes, exactly.
Understood?
Yeah.
So that goes into more detail. Let's not go to that particular detail, gentlemen.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, please.
Are shutter tankers obsolete now? Are they not used?
This terminology is not being used much, okay, because a particular vessel carrying a product from your refinery, terminal to the refinery and all those things, these terminology is obsolete. No one uses this shuttle tanker and all.
And so this shuttle tanker is having a bow loading, right?
Sorry?
This shuttle tanker is having a bow loading, right? They don't load from the starboard or a port side, if I'm wrong. They load from a bow, a front face of the ship, bow loading.
No. It's nothing like that, gentlemen. For tankers, the loading, see, unlike bulk carrier, what you have is a hatch covers. You open a hatch cover, you straightway put a cargo inside the compartment.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, for any tanker, let it be chemical, let it be oil, let it be gas, you need to have a manifold connection.
Yeah.
Okay, it has to go from the pipeline.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is a manifold connection on the deck. Okay, either to the port or to the starboard. Manifold means flange, where the pipe gets connected. Okay, you need to have a pipe line, right, for the cargo to load and unload.
Yeah, okay,
so that particular thing is called as a manifold connection. Okay, it's nothing bow or stern. No, nothing that sort of thing. Okay.
As you told, in dry bulk vessel, there are 7, 5, and 9 hatches.
Correct.
So, but in tankers, I have saw that there are so many compartments. So, what we call them, hatches, tanks, or
On a tanker, we called it as a tank, gentlemen.
tanks?
Okay. We called it as a tank.
So, normally, how many tanks are there, sir? In a
Depends on a vessel size, I think.
Depends on the size and type of a vessel. See, on a crude oil carrier, VLCCs, where you carry maybe 2 grades, maximum 3 grades. Okay, so it is not needed to carry a small compartment. You may have a large tank for a particular product. Okay, sorry, not compartment, tank. Okay, so on a bulk carrier we say compartment, on a tanker we say tank. Okay, so it is. So when I carry 2 or 3 grades of crude, there is no need of having a multiple tanks. There is no need of having 10 tanks. Okay.
Sir, normally in Aframax, how many tanks are there if we foreign?
See, Aframax tankers construction wise, if you want to see, you can very much get it on a Google. I don't want to go much detail into the construction part. Otherwise, it's not a ship construction subject, gentlemen. Try to understand. These are discussed in more detail for the sailors who go and sail on board vessel. So I don't want to go into that detail and confuse you. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Just for your information, you just remember this is the size of a vessel. This is Aframax. This is Suezmax. Aframax is lesser than Suezmax. Okay. VLCC is more than Suezmax. ULCC is more than VLCC. Remember that particular thing.
Sir,
Okay.
very sorry to interrupt you in between.
Yes.
So it's 11:30. If you want, you can take a 5 or 10 minutes break, or the students, or if
Okay.
you'll be continuing till 1. So if you require right now, in between 10 to 1, you can take a 10 minutes or 5 minutes break. So that if someone want to go to washroom.
Okay, so it's a 11:30, I believe already. We'll take a 10 minutes short break and we'll come back then.
No
Yeah.
issue, sir. Thank you.
So it is 11:33 now. We'll start at 11:45. Will it be okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, gentlemen.
Can just have some highlights and can come
Yeah.
back to 10 minutes.
Yeah. Let's have a tea and come back by 11:45.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, students.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. See, these some photographs are there. I am sharing with you. This is a container vessel. Okay, you can see the boxes. The containers are placed on a vessel. Okay, inside cargo holds also there are container, and on the deck also there are containers. Okay. See over here, this particular ship here, this is MPV, multi-purpose vessel, special type of vessel. Okay, see, she has carried some containers on the deck. Okay, she is carrying some boilers or something for the industrial things she is carrying on the deck. Okay, now this particular ship down below, see over here, heavy lift carrier, she is carrying a gantry crane over it. Okay, highly specialized vessel these are. Okay, we call it as a special purpose vessel. Okay, this particular ship which has got a dome like structure. Okay, these are basically a tank. Okay, and this is LNG tanker, liquefied natural gas. Okay, LNG tankers. Okay, moving ahead. Is my slide has changed? I'm showing you a bulk carrier which has loaded steel product, the steel coils. Can you see that? One of you
Yes,
please
sir.
confirm.
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
See this vessel, bulk carrier, she has loaded the steel coils in it. Okay. You can see there is a wooden thing that is to protect the ship side. Okay, this is called as a dunnage. Down below, see these coils are placed over that wooden plank, and these wooden planks are called as a dunnage, gentlemen. DUNNAGE, dunnage. Okay, you cannot place these steel coil directly over a tank top. Okay, so these are that is called as a dunnage. Now see here, this particular photo that has been taken from the container. Okay, see various boxes are stuffed inside the container. Okay, so basically we don't know what is there inside. Whoever is stuffing the cargo, okay, at container freight station, they know what is the cargo inside. Okay, when it comes to the ship, when it is being carried over a rail or on the road, these containers are sealed. Okay, so you can see the various products that is being loaded into a container and box is placed. Now next, here you can see there is a shooter. We call it as a shooter. Okay, what shooter? वो अपना movie वाला shooter नहीं, sharp shooter. This particular shooter that has got a conveyor belt. Okay, on the jetty wharf. Okay, the grain has been put over here. This particular cargo is grain. Similarly, you will find coal cargo. Okay, ore cargo is also loaded with the use of these shooters. Okay, loading rates are very high. Okay, the ports like Port Hedland, Gladstone in Australia, the loading rate is almost 8,000, 10,000 metric tons. Your Tubarão, Brazil, where the ore is getting loaded, over there the loading rate is 12,000 metric tons per hour. So you imagine your 1,20,000 tonner ship is loaded within 12-13 hours. That's it. Okay, so very fast loading is achieved using this shooter. Okay, next you can see these particular ship again, it's a bulk carrier. They are lifting these boxes using the slings. Okay. Now,
So can you please tell a bit more about shooter?
see, shooter, it's this is particular thing. Suppose if I said, as I said, this shooter is being used to load a bulk carrier vessel. Okay, and that too typically capsizer. Now these capsize vessel, okay, your capsizers and VLOC vessel that doesn't have a crane fitted on the ship. So basically, you need to have a external sources for loading. So which is this external source of loading? Here in this case is a shooter. Okay. Now there is a conveyor system. Okay, there is a conveyor system. For example, typically if I tell you, there might be a possibility the cargo which is coming to the ship might be coming from a particular, somebody has got their mic on. Can you please put a mic off? Whoever has got it switched on. Yeah. So basically this particular cargo may come from the mine itself. Okay. The cargo is put over the wharf or the particular mine. Okay. And over there is a conveyor belt system. Okay. And this conveyor belt system may travel maybe 30 kilometer, 40 kilometers of a distance, and then end of it is it's the shooter. Okay. That's why, you know, sometimes most of the times in Australia or even in India, they tell you, they tell captain of a ship, captain, please let us know at least 500 metric tons will be remain on your conveyor belt. Okay, so please let us know the quantity for your trimming. So whenever there is a, you know, when he says ki 500 metric tons will be remain on the conveyor belt, so accordingly we ask them to stop. Understood? So these conveyor belt system may travel such a long distance that the cargo on the belt itself maybe 500 metric tons. Okay, because once this belt start, it cannot stop unless and until it puts entire cargo inside the cargo hold. Understood? So this is what is the conveyor belt system, and the end is this shooter. So this shooter goes from one cargo hold to another cargo hold. Okay, so this is about the shooter.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, let's move ahead. Okay, see this here you will get a more idea about shooter. See over here, this particular I was talking about conveyor belt. So this is the entire conveyor belt system. This is coming, this might be coming from you know, where there is a the mines or something. So this belt is carrying a particular cargo, and in this case this is the shooter now. Okay, so loading rate is very high, and as I said, normally capsizers and VLOCs are being loaded using this. Okay, now see over here, above there is a tanker vessel. You can see tanker, very easy to identify. It has got a pipelines on deck. Okay, there is no hatch cover opening on the tanker. It is fully covered. What you can see is only and only pipelines. Okay, and I was talking about the loading. Here you can see these white cranes. They have got these the oil hose, and here there is something, is a manifold connection. Okay, where the pipes are connected to the ships for the loading or unloading purpose. Clear enough?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's move ahead now. This is again specialized vessel, maybe survey vessel. This is again.
Sir, we can understand. Sir, we can understand all these things by seeing any practical video, like how the things takes place or how all these processes take. We can understand by seeing all those practical videos more. I think we can understand more than these things.
Okay, I got your point. See, there are a lot of videos are available on the YouTube. You can just straight away type, okay, loading of oil tanker. Okay. If you see that, see, there is a with this internet connection, we have come so close to understand anything. You just have to type a particular thing into the YouTube, and you will get a clear idea on this.
Or apart from this, can you provide all those related links so that we can easily watch all these practical video?
Okay, next session when I'll conduct, see, as of now I don't have it readily available, but when I'll have a next class next Sunday, that time definitely I'll try to get something and I'll share with you.
Yeah, okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so see here in this particular picture, you can see there is an icebreaker over here. Can you see? So basically, ship directly cannot go into this ice region. This icebreakers, okay, she normally the forward of our vessel, and then the bigger ships, okay, they trace a path. So this icebreaker breaks the ice into the pieces and makes a way for the bigger vessel. Okay, specialized vessels. See over here, this one, these are icebreaker. Okay. Now this one you can see, this is a dredger. Okay, especially where there is a river port or something, especially the west coast of India, Gujarat region and all, Hazira, port of Hazira, Kandla, okay, where the river meets to the sea. So there is a lot of sedimentation, mud sedimentation is taking place. And so you imagine if there is a continuous sedimentation taking place at the berth where the ships are going alongside, will it be possible for a particular vessel with a particular draft to get alongside? For example, the depth at the jetty is 15 meters, which means a vessel which has got draft less than 50 meter, 15 meters can get alongside. But in a river port with the silting and sedimentation, this depth might reduce to 14 or 13. So definitely the vessel cannot berth. So for that particular reason, these special types of vessel, we called it as a dredger. They do the dredging. You see this mud, they are throwing it away. So they are taking out the mud from the bottom and they are throwing it away. So these are called as a dredgers. Again, special type of vessel.
Mr. Explain this point again, please, sir.
See, there is a particular depth required, right, for the vessel to get alongside. In a river port, there is a sedimentation and silting which is taking place. Okay, what happens when the river flows and meets to the sea? It carries a lot of sand, mud, all these things along with it, with the flow, with the tide, with the current. Okay, and obviously, if this these mud gets accumulated at the berth, so in that particular case, a vessel cannot berth at the jetty. She will run aground, right? The bottom will touch to the ground. To avoid this, these are a special vessel called as a dredger. They take out this mud and put it away. And they're continuously doing this job to maintain our particular berth. Understand? Am I clear on this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Not audible properly. It's stucking again.
Yes, sir, clear now. Now it's clear.
Sir, the last part was not clear.
dredger are a special type of vessel. Just remember, dredger are the special type of vessel who is doing continuously dredging. What do you understand by dredging? Out from the seabed and they are putting it away. Understood? As I said, vessel has got some part. The ship has got some of the submerged into the water. Correct? So there should be a sufficient depth, okay, into a channel. These river ports, okay, especially these river ports, they carry lot of sand, mud, okay, cement along with it. When there is a high tide, low tide, with the current flow, they everything. So if the dredging does not take place, the silting will be so much that these vessels, which has got particular draft, okay, they can enter inside the port. Understand? So that's why in some port or the some channel, it requires to have a continuous dredging. So in this photograph, you see this particular dredger is taking out the mud from the seabed and putting it away. Okay, clear? Okay. So again, these are special type of vessels. See this vessel, she's carrying submarine. Okay. Now see this particular vessel, she's carrying a naval vessel itself. Salvage.
Sir, so the icebreaker vessels would basically be carrying nothing on them.
Nothing. They are highly specialized vessel, just used for cutting the ice. That's it. Their main role is that.
So what's this ship name? What does it works?
Which
this
one?
This particular slide.
This particular, see, I am just showing you the different types of vessel which carries different thing. So here, what you can see, this vessel is carrying. What is this, gentlemen?
Rig.
Sorry?
Rig.
Rig.
Correct, exactly.
Rig.
So rig. Now this rig cannot be carried on a bulk carrier or cannot be carried on oil tanker. Okay, so these are the special. Rig is a oil terminal, no? Where you extract the oil from the sea. So ONGC has got so many rigs. Okay, oil platforms. Correct.
With the
Sorry?
we extract oil from the sea. Sir, with the help of rig, we extract oil or anything from the sea.
Exactly. See, it has got a these 4 legs. Can you see 1,
Yes,
2, 3, 4? Okay, that has been carried from one place to another place. They will put a jack down, okay, in a particular position. They will take their position and this ship will come out then. Understood?
Okay, sir.
So this is a special type of vessel I'm talking about. Okay, it's not a typical bulk carrier or oil tanker. These are specialized vessel. Okay, so just to show you what all things can be carried on the ships. See this one, a giant structure. This is sunken ship. Okay, salvage operation they are doing. Now see this particular photo. This vessel is in dry dock. Okay, we called it as a dry dock. You see there is no water and this dock is dry. Okay, so anything, see, most of the time whatever part of the vessel which remains submerged into the water, we cannot carry out repair unless and until we bring the vessel to a dry dock. Okay, and normally this dry docking is done once in 3 years. Okay, normally 2.5 years to 3 years, the 6 months window period is there. So basically this dry dock is being carried out after 2.5 years. Every 2.5 years you can see. Okay, so there you can carry out the major jobs. Okay, like
for the repairing of Caesar.
Yes, repairing of the vessel. Repair, you can see the repair. Okay, So this is the dry dock.
In India also there are dry dock.
India also there is a dry dock, but it is not at that bigger scale. Okay. The
Which
China,
reason, sir?
China, there are a lot
India,
of
which
dry
is
docks.
China.
Even in Cochin has got a dry dock. Cochin Yard has a dry dock. Then your Visakhapatnam, they have got a considerably bigger dry dock. Cochin, Visakhapatnam. Even in Mumbai, we have a smaller dry dock over here. The small vessel goes over there, not bigger ones. So these are all specialized vessel. I'm just
And sir, for repairing of all these ships, we have a better infrastructure in terms of repairing, or we have to send out our ships to other countries for its complete repairing.
see, as far as the naval ships are concerned, they do
Yeah.
their most of the repair job in Visakhapatnam dry dock or yard. Okay,
Yeah.
we have got a
Yeah.
facilities. We have got a facilities, but the policies and infrastructure wise, we are not still developed at par with the industry in India. Lot of tax regime, lot of lengthy, heavy policies, because of which owners, they are reluctant to do anything in India. You understand what I try to say?
Yeah, sir, I understand.
Yeah. So all
And
these
for
things.
sir, scrap policy, whether in order to scrap out all the older ships,
Older vessel.
older vessel, whether we have a certain amount of infrastructure for doing all this, or we have to send
See,
out all this. Yeah.
For the construction of a new vessel, you need to have a good infrastructure.
Yeah.
For scrapping anything, you don't need an infrastructure. You straight away beach the vessel.
Yeah.
We in India at the Gujarat place called Alang. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the biggest scrapyard in the world. Okay. So the ship, older ships which are for the scrap, they goes and beach the vessel into the Alang. Okay. And there the breaking takes place.
And they create pollution also, na? Something like while
A lot of
scrapping
pollution.
out.
A lot of things are there. That's why there is something called as the 3-4 years, maybe 4-5 years back, there is a and there's a policy which has been adopted by the shipping industry. So all these things are there.
Okay.
And this is special type vessel, special type. Again, this is special type carrying gantry cranes over it. Special type, specialized. This is again multi-purpose vessel. This is your tuck. See over here. This is a typical This is oil tanker side view. Let's come to this particular side. Again, oil tanker. Gentlemen, this is LNG tanker side profile I'm sharing with you. See these round constructions are the tanks. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All these are the tanks within which liquefied natural gas LNG is being carried. Okay, the specialized vessel, gas carrier, and the gas from the gaseous state, it is bring down into the liquid state. Okay, stored maybe at a temperature of minus 150 degrees Celsius highly pressurized, okay, tanks. So the special requirement and special construction, these gases are carried in liquid form.
Minus 175.
Yeah, minus 175. There is again, there is within LNG tanker there are various types: semi-pressurized, fully pressurized, and all those stuffs. Okay, so this is a this is
Sir, we can't hear you properly.
hope it is locked out. Then I'll have to switch on to the another system. Let's try now. Just for a second.